Hello, this is Chiara, your host, and in this episode, we will be talking about the three different types of relationships. Amazing, fulfilling, long lasting relationships do not happen by chance. It's not something that just, happens. No, you really want to know, you really want to understand what is behind a successful relationships. What are the foundations for a long-lasting relationship? I was inspired by Stephen Covey, where in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he talks about 3 different types of relationships. So let's start with type number 1, the codependent relationship. Now, this type of relationship is highly unhealthy and highly abusive. And I've seen a lot of marriages in this kind of relationship. And bear in mind, also a friendship relationship can be codependent. So basically what happens, we have 2 people that are not fulfilled with themselves, are not happy with themselves, and they find someone else that can fulfill their need, that can fulfill themselves. So a person that approaches a codependent relationship does not come from a place of want, but comes from a place of need. He needs love. He needs to be seen. He needs to be heard. And basically what happens, those people outsource this need into someone else. So if you are the type of person that feels incomplete, that you really need to stay with someone, you can't stay with your own, guess what? You will be in a codependent relationship, which will be pretty unhealthy and toxic. Do you remember the movie Jerry Maguire, where Tom Cruise says to Renee Zellweger, "I love you, you complete me"? Do you remember that scene? Now, that is one of the most romantic scenes ever. Although, if you really are the type of person that really needs someone else to complete you, then guess what? You are likely going to stay in a codependent relationship. Now, codependent relationships are pretty much characterized by a lot of high highs and a lot of low lows. So it's mainly like being on a giant emotional roller coaster. So codependent relationships are very, very much emotionally unstable, because anytime that our partner does not fulfill our needs, we are going to feel jealous, angry, fearful. And on the other hand, when our partner fulfills our needs, or we think that our partner fulfills our needs, we will feel like amazing. So very high highs. So if in this moment you experience all this emotional turmoil, so just think about this. And think also about the fact if you have any needs to be fulfilled. So is there any part of yourself that you want maybe to work on? And think about also if you are asking for someone else to satisfy that need. Okay, so let's go to the next type, the independent relationship. Type number 2. So the independent relationship is much better than the codependent relationship, although we can do much more than that. We can aim for much more than that. So in the independent relationship, what happens is that we have two parties, two people, that actually they live their own life. They have their duties. They don't share life together. Maybe they have lunch or dinner together, but they don't share moments of life. They don't share their thoughts, their emotion. They're just independent. Now, this type of relationships may be characterized by zero discussion or very low rate of discussions or fights, and can be emotionally flat. So if the codependent relationship is very emotionally unstable, right, like a roller coaster, the independent relationship is pretty much emotionally flat, because there is no sharing, no communication, no listening, no fighting. So if you happen to argue almost never with your partner, it doesn't mean that your relationship is successful, because fights and discussions are still a moment of communication. And those moments are very important for the growth of your relationship. Okay, so during an independent relationship, there might be also a lot of coping mechanisms, a lot of tolerating, and basically because you have your own freedom and your own life, you pretty don't care much about the other person. Okay, and I've seen a lot of couples and marriages in this type of situation where maybe they have their own duties, their own things to do. So from the external, they might seem happy and fulfilled, but from the internal, they are not, because they are not communicating, they are not sharing nothing with each other. And now we come to the third type of relationship, the interdependent relationship. Wow. So this is the type of relationship you aim for. So we are shooting for this type of relationship, which is extremely fulfilling, amazing, long-lasting. So what happens? We have two people which are happy with themselves. They don't need to be with someone. They just want to share their life with someone else. So they're happy with themselves, they are fulfilled with themselves, and then when they meet together, they sort of start dancing and creating this beautiful ballet when they honor each other values and they honor themselves. Because a successful and so interdependent relationship is about giving. It's not about receiving. It's about giving, honoring your partner and honoring yourself. All right. So interdependent relationships, yes, you can still have discussions, you can still have argues. But what is the difference? The difference is the intention behind the argue. Because if I am arguing with my partner in a constructive way, it means that I want to bring the relationship up to the next level. This is my aim. Meanwhile, a fight in a codependent relationship is usually destructive. So where the two parties keep on triggering each other. It's always the intention behind the discussion that changes the outcome. So yes, in an interdependent relationship, we can still have discussion, argues, but they are always, there's this aim of growing together, growing as individuals and growing the relationship. So growing as individuals within the relationship, and so growing the relationship. So in a interdependent relationship, the two parties are usually people that have been working on themselves. So they are coming from a place of consciousness, not from a place of need or a place of fear. They're not scared of being alone because they are happy within themselves. They can stay within themselves. There's no problem for them to stay on their own. Right? This is the big difference. So the question now is, how do you create an interdependent relationship? Well, the long story short is just work on yourself. Work on your self-development. And watch out if you are needing something. Do you need a relationship or do you want a relationship? Okay, so I'm signing off. Post your comments down below. Let me know which kind of relationship you are in right now. I do love to read your comments. Click the like button for me. Please share this video with your friends, with your partner. And I am available for 19 minutes of free coaching session with whoever wants to get in touch with me. And see you in the next video. Ciao.